wait, little girl, on an empty stage for fate to turn the light on. Your life, little girl, is an empty page that God will want to write on. To write on. Hello? 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 Oh, hi. Hi. I just want to say thank you so much for having me. I'm really honored. I know you could have picked anybody for this, and I'm just so excited it's me. I'm wondering if it's okay if I look at you? Maybe? Huh. I don't see you there. You must be really far away or something. Oh, is this for me? Huh. 0 to 6, huh? Let's see. Oh my gosh. Certificate of birth. Susan Elizabeth Plog. Wow. Interesting last name. But Susan, that's a pretty name. And what are these? There's nothing here. It's just blank pages. Oh, hang on. I think they're, yeah, they smell actually. That's funny. This one is really pretty. It smells kind of like perfume. I wonder if that one is too. No, that one is like, I don't know, like chicken nuggets and ketchup or something. Ooh. This one I almost can't place. It's like rubbery and antiseptic, or I don't know. Are all of these like that? Oh, hang on. Oh, here's something. Okay, I was wondering. Oh wow, there's actually a few things in here. Okay, well look, I'll tell you what. I will take these back with me, and we can talk later, or I can talk later. You seem a little introverted, so. Okay, well thank you, and Susan Elizabeth Plog won't let you down. Thanks. Hi again. So the blank pages, the ones that smell, did I only remember smells as a small child? I mean, I read a couple things at the end here. I had a few questions. The puppy that she had, Princess, and the dad, he used to hit it, and they had to give the puppy away. And Susan asked you, she said, why can't we just give Dad away? I mean, it made perfect sense to me. He seems like kind of a mean guy, but you never answered her, and she waited for you to answer her. I don't know, it just seems weird that you would ignore her like that. But it also kind of seems strange that you would put her with a dad like that. I don't mean to question your decisions. It's just that so many people think you're good and loving and like this protector. It feels like a disconnect, I guess. Oh, is this the next one? Okay, 7 through 13. And this is chock full of things. I'm sure there's some answers in here, so I'll just keep reading and I'm sure I'll figure it out. Okay, thanks. So I'm not exactly sure where to start here. I mean, I guess I'll start with the obvious. Again, with this dad. He's a monster. He's always drunk and he does things like to her body. And she just has to sit there and let it happen. How can you just sit there and let it happen? Aren't you supposed to rescue people? And he beats and rapes her mom and a lot. And her sister has it really bad. She has to put up with stuff no kid, no person should ever have to. You know, I read so many stories in here about how many times Susan cries out to you to help her. And all those times she hears her mom crying and she just needs a little bit of courage, you know? She just needs the courage to to call the police, and she even has her hands on the phone, and she has tears running down her face, and she's screaming to you to make it stop, and she thinks he's going to kill her, and he probably will. I mean, he's so big and he's so angry, but she can't pick up that phone. And you ask her, or she asks you constantly to make it stop and just to make him go away and to just give her the courage, But she never does. She needs to hear you say, pick it up and dial, but you never respond. You never give her that courage. You keep letting it happen. I'm getting really sick of this not responding business. It's like you're not even there. Like you don't exist or something. Like we're all just pretending. And really it's just a blank nothing. Is that how you want it? Well, I'll give you one piece of credit, I guess. About halfway through when, her dad is in the car with her and everybody's in the car, her dad, her mom, her sister. And then her dad starts talking about, I used to look at Susan and just shake my head. I just knew she'd never amount to anything, just a plain Jane, nothing special. Susan heard you then. She heard it when you said, he's wrong. I mean, her own mother didn't say anything. And her sister was laughing. I mean, probably because what her dad said was so obnoxious, but still she felt so alone. And then you said that to her. It scared her when you said that to her. It scared me because, we both weren't expecting it exactly. You'd never said anything to us before. But she really needed to hear that. So thank you. Well, I guess this is the next one, huh? I gotta say, I'm not really sure this is really a life worth living. And I'm not really sure about you anymore either. I know that you're God, but I'm just not very impressed. I guess I'll read it, but I don't know. I don't have a lot of hopes. Well, the dad moved out, but Susan, she just keeps trying to make him into a decent person. She goes bowling with him and she meets his friends and she just pretends like everything's been normal their whole life. But then he goes and does something stupid. Says something about her body or does something. Who does like her too right now is a bunch of stupid people just like her dad. A bunch of people who drink too much and do drugs and make her do things she doesn't want to. Of course she's attracted to them. That's all she really knows. I don't really get you, man. I think Susan gave up on you too. She actually went to a therapist at college for help. And that person is helping her. That person is a much better God than you are. She knows now. Because she and that therapist worked on things and she knows what happened to her was wrong. And she tried to tell her mom and her sister, but they both told her she was making it up. Really? Is that why she tried to kill herself? I don't know. She got herself into some of those 12-step groups too. They seem to help her, but she's just trying to really just get better. You're certainly nowhere to be found. Only you are actually. All those programs think you're the answer. Give it over to God. You're powerless. Really? I think you're powerless. She thinks you're still out there, though. It's like she won't give up on you. And I will say, the very last page of this, you may have shown up for her when she was in the ocean in Mexico and she started drowning and nobody was out there. And she was breathing in all that water and she felt her body go limp and she knew she was dying. And then all of a sudden she felt somebody tug her to the shore and she's throwing up all this salt water and she looks ahead to see who did it and she sees a figure in white linen, like the wind is blowing it, and she is convinced it's you. I mean, she knew right then it's you. I don't know. I mean, I kind of wondered too. Are you finally showing up for her? I mean, it was a little bit cheesy with the white linen and stuff, but I'm wondering, was that you? She also confronted her dad with the abuse. And you'll never believe what he did. He told her she was right, that he did do all those things, that he had actually been molested too by his uncle. It made me so sad. It made Susan hopeful. She thought things could be normal now and they could be a father and a daughter. But then he sent her a box. He sent her a present a couple days later and she opened it and inside were all the pictures of her and cards that she'd given him over the years, torn up into like tiny little bits. I mean, we both felt like there might have been a little bit of hope, but at that point, she just kind of went numb. I mean, in a way, I think she might have expected it from him. There wasn't any note or anything. Just little scraps of her face and her "I love you, Daddy" cards. I'm just not getting this life, I gotta say. I mean, is there any other life available? Like, seriously, I'll be a dog. I'll be a tree. I'll do anything. There's the next one, isn't it? 22 to 30 years old. I guess we'll just see. Hi again. Well, this one was better. She's out of the house at least. She moved to Japan for the year to be a teacher. She really came into her own there. She was pretty happy. The kids loved her. She taught kids, and she loved them. I mean, she's really good with kids. I think they healed her a little bit. It's their innocence, their smiles and their laughter. Or maybe it's that she's finally able to be a kid again. She wasn't really before. I know I'm talking to you like, everything's okay, but we're still not okay. In fact, it even says in here that she learns karate and that she becomes a writer. So I'm actually wondering if when I become her, should go rewrite everything and then kind of kick your butt. If I find you ever. I don't know. You've given her a lot of good things, but they're just hers. Like her sense of humor and her kindness. I mean, she is really funny. She's actually able to laugh at things that I don't think other people can. I mean, that one time when she called the suicide hotline and got an answering machine, I was freaking out. I mean, she started cracking up. In that moment, she knew you were trying to get her to laugh. She said, "Oh my God, God is so funny." And it bounced her right out of her depression. I couldn't have done that. I mean, can you imagine the message? "Call me back soon." It was horrifying and kind of hilarious. You're lucky she's so resilient. That's the word her new therapist guy, Jim, uses. Oh, and by the way, he's an atheist. Honestly, I'm more confused about you than ever. Is this really a life worth living? I mean, I'm happy she's getting help finally, and then she gets to be an aunt. She has a niece now, Adrian. And she's got a great best friend too, Erin. She's actually a Reformed Jew turned Buddhist. Looks like you keep losing there, God. Maybe you should do something about that. Or you can just sit there and say nothing. Well, I guess this is the next one. I'm back. Well, that was an interesting 8 years. She got all into Christianity and learned about your son, Jesus. How come I'd never known about this person before? I mean, it makes sense that she was interested in him. They both kind of had jerks for dads. But is that supposed to make everything that happened just go away? What about what happened to her before? I mean, sure, you're there for her now, but where were you then? I know she wonders about this too. She does like the church she goes to, though. It's really helping her through things. She went through that divorce. I was really worried for her. I mean, somehow, and for whatever reason, though, it feels like you're kind of showing up for her for what feels like the first time. You even answered her again on that trip that she was on in Argentina. She was on that bus going from Argentina to Chile, and there was nothing around. Nothing. Just trees and road, and she was looking out the window and wondering about you, wondering if you were real, and she asked, she said, God, if you're real, just please reveal yourself to me. And then she looked out the window, and all of a sudden she saw a huge tree with her name written on it in huge white letters. I mean, what the heck was that? And then when she got home from that trip, she met Andy, he's so amazing. I mean, this is the kind of man I wanted for her. He treats her the way that she deserves to be treated. And he's so loving and tender, and he's such a good listener. And I mean, she talks a lot, so that's good. He doesn't seem to mind, though. I mean, he just really loves her. Oh, what's this? The Bible? Oh yeah, Susan is reading this. Yeah, she's actually doing a lot of work in this. Oh my God. These pages are like so thin and flimsy. Are there any photos in here? Wow. Well, I guess I'll take it, and I guess I have to admit I'm kind of excited to know what happens next, because she's got 2 more adorable nephews, Nathan and Preston, and she's pregnant. Oh, I just thought of something. If you mess this pregnancy up for her, we are done. Like, beyond done. So if you need to take this and go rewrite it or edit it or throw it away, this is your one and only chance. I will even look away so you won't have to know that I know that you fixed it. Okay, it's still there. Going once, going twice. All right. Hello? Well, 2 words for you. Thank you. Finally. Okay, 3 words. But seriously, I mean, things are finally looking up for her. She's got a baby girl, and you named her Noelle after Jesus' birthday. And she's a really good mom, too. I mean, she doesn't think so, but I think so. And Andy, oh my gosh, are you sure he's not the living Jesus? Like, he's so good to her. Which is why I'm convinced you're going to kill him, because this was a little disturbing. I mean, there's so many disturbing stories in here. I just can't even believe people would write this stuff. I mean, there's good ones too, but some of them you just have to wonder. She reads them too, you know. She's in theology school and she's studying you. And for all the love and the hope she had for you going into the program, boy, was she mad during it. You know, when she really started reading this, she left her church. I mean, she left faith, and then she studied other faiths, and she said to heck with faith, and then she came back. And then she left again, and then she came back. Anyway, she persisted. I gotta hand it to the professors that she had. I mean, they helped her. They helped her do these things like reading the subtext beneath the text. And then she learned a bunch of Hebrew words, which, by the way, are not translated correctly in this Bible at all. And she learned about culture and the first few centuries where, you know, women weren't treated very well. And then she also learned to start reading scripture through this thing called a hermeneutical lens. Right. I don't know. She's smart now. I mean, it's funny because she graduated with a degree in God, you know, a degree in theology, but she doesn't feel like she knows anything. I mean, she knows more, but it's not that big of a deal anymore for her. I mean, she feels a little bit like an imposter and like she has so much more to learn, but she's okay with that. She's still kind of finding her own way in all this. And she loves Jesus, though. That's really never changed. I gotta say, she feels really close to him, and she realized that they both have S-U-S in their names, so that was kind of funny. Just Susan, I think she likes to call herself sometimes. I don't know, God. I guess I just feel like this is the life that I expected from the beginning. You know, the one where I'm happy mostly and I believe in you, and I just don't get why you made me wait so long, why you made her go through all of this. There's just so much pain. And, you know, Susan was reading something in this theology school that said that you were there. You know, you really were there for her as a young girl when she was crying, and that she wasn't alone. I'm not sure either one of us believe that, but what we do believe is that we can take what happened to us and use it to help others. I mean, Susan sees the good in situations. She's a fighter, really. For all the times that she's wanted to give up on herself, on life, you haven't let her. She always comes back. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I guess I wouldn't mind being her after all. Well, I know the next part of this is right there, but I don't want to read anymore. I mean, we're finally in a decent spot, and I'd just like to leave it at that and not completely hate you anymore. So I guess I'm ready to become Susan. But I'm so scared. I really want to believe that you're going to be there for me. It's going to be so hard and so painful. And I know there'll be love and joy, but life is just all of that. I still can't believe you haven't said anything to me, though. Really? You have nothing to say to me? This is it? Nothing?
Susan, my precious one.
Oh my God, are you a woman?
Be still and know that I am God.
Be still and know that I am God. Yeah, I know that. That's Psalm 36:10, 46:10. I know that. It gave Susan a lot of peace. It gave me a lot of peace.
Be still and know that I am.
What do you mean, be still and know that I am? I am what? You're God. You forgot the God part.
Be still and know.
Be still and know. Know what? Like, that's what I'm telling you this whole time. I don't know why this happened. I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what you want from me. I need you to fix this stuff.
Be still.
Be still? Be still? Really? I mean, I guess that makes sense. I guess I could try that.
Be.
Be? Huh. Is that really what this is about? Just being?